morning, it's Wednesday the 2nd of October. Jason Sen from daytradeideas.com. Quick midweek look at what's going on in the commodity and forex markets. This is a daily chart of WTI, NYMEX WTI crude. We can see that we had a nice little rally up for the over the summer, and this was broken around this area here on the around the end of September. There was still some hope that we could have got a bounce because we were quite oversold. Our last hope really was around the 102.50, 102.00 area, which was good Fibonacci support and 100-day moving average support. However, yesterday put an end to that. We did dip significantly below that level. We managed a little bounce back, but we're lower again today around the 101.5 area, and really I think we're going to have to give up hope of a bounce in crude oil at the moment and probably see it a little bit lower. Perhaps around the 118, 100.00 area at least as the first target, and we'll see what happens there. We are very oversold on the daily stochastic, so would be wary of a bounce at some stage, but I don't think we're going to get it quite yet. Daily chart for gold. It had a little bounce over the summer in a bounce in a bear market really, and this bear market's now resumed as we've hit the autumn, as we've come into September, October. September wasn't a great month. We headed lower. We're establishing a little downtrend there. A resumption of the longer term downtrend. More recently, over the last couple of days, we tried to spike up through the 100-day moving average and test that downtrend line that goes back to just the end of August. We rejected it very clearly, and of course yesterday we followed that up with a big plunge lower, just to reinforce the fact that we are establishing this downtrend. We've tested good Fibonacci support at 1277. That's good Fibonacci support on the daily chart at least. So we're getting a little bit oversold very, very short term, so we've seen a bounce from there. Any bounce in this downtrend looks like just presenting another selling opportunity. So really 1307, 1305, 1307, maybe 1325 if we're really lucky, but I don't see it much above there. That'll be sort of Fibonacci and trend line resistance area. So yeah, we're looking to sell into any strength into gold and eventually see a retest of 1277 and probably at some stage a break below that in October. We'll just have to see how this plays out before then. If we do break below 1277, 1273, which is the August low, we're then going to be maybe seeing quite another sharp sell-off down to the 1235 area. The euro versus the dollar had a good run. It's been consolidating its gains. There was a chance it could have broken higher. We certainly tried to break September's high yesterday. We got as far as 135.87, so we beat September's high by just 17 pips, and then we sold off very quickly back down to the opening level, which isn't particularly positive. So now we've got to be wary of a test of the lower end of the recent range, which is around the 134.70, 134.60 area, and watch carefully because we are very overbought, and certainly we could start to break below the 134.60 area, and that will probably send us down to the first Fibonacci support, which is at 134.00, 133.90 area, and we should see a bounce from there. If we do hold 134.70, 134.60 support, then we're probably going to bounce around in the range up to 135.70, 135.90. So just watch that range. A break above 136.00, however, would be quite positive, and then we could be pushing on towards the 137.00, 137.10 highs of this year, in fact. This is a weekly chart for cable, the pound versus the euro, pound versus the dollar. It is interesting because we're testing the upper end of a channel, a 2-year channel, so it's this very significant area, and we've been warning in our reports this week that this 162.20 area is going to be a problem. It's a 2-year trend line. We are getting very overbought. You put all that together and you've got to be thinking that it's getting too risky to hold longs at this stage now. Yesterday we managed to squeeze up as far as 162.60, so we overran quite a bit, but ran into some pretty heavy selling, and that pushed us back down below that 2-year trend line. We're now sitting around 162.00, and really, as I said earlier, a bit too risky holding longs in this market now, I think, unless we manage to see a decent weekly close above 162.30, 162.40 area. So be wary of some profit taking in the pound versus the dollar, and possibly a little sell-off in there. Thanks very much. I'm Jason Sen from daytradeideas.com.